Morning. This is Trevor Bernard here, President of the Small Ruminants Association of Jamaica. We are here today to discuss some of the things that are going to happen this year at the Denbigh show. I have with me Khalil here today, and also Mr. Roxborough is here, one of the judges at the Denbigh show.
Hi, Mr. Bernard, it's good to see you.
Yes.
We must give kudos to JS for bringing back the show, right? So I have a couple questions for you. We're trying to figure out how this year Denbigh going to work based off of COVID. What is the Small Ruminants Association of Jamaica involvement in the Denbigh show for 2022?
All right. So right now, a lot of the organizing of the competition, right, which is the goat and the sheep competition, and basically Denbigh show will be between the 30th to the 1st of August. So the 30th of July to the 1st of August. So on the 30th, we'll be having competition with sheep, and on the 31st, we'll be having competition of the goats. As you know, this industry is about over $2 billion industry, and we're talking about the meat industry here. Right now, we only produce, I think, about 15% of goat meat locally in Jamaica. We are actually importing all of this money. Can you imagine if we just keep all this money here in Jamaica? We need to push up the production. Now, the competition really has a lot to do with, all these farmers coming to showcase the genetic materials that they're having, the best animals there is. Because a lot of these farmers work hard to make sure that they are producing good looking animals with good stands, good meat production. And also there's a value added side of it, the milking, like the Nubians, and we have, other genetics here of milking breeds. We have some farmers locally who are producing milk, producing soap, lotions, and other products. So we want to showcase some of all of this that is happening here also. What is the purpose of the Small Ruminants Association? We are here mainly to lobby the government. As you know, this is an NGO. Everybody within the association are, volunteers. We volunteer. So we represent the farmers all across this island. Now, there are a lot of things happening right now, even where you look at the importation of the animals in recent times. We are there sitting at the table, giving advice, offering the opinions of all the farmers, and we have meetings all the time so we can tell the government or tell the stakeholders what is really happening in the industry. Right now, it's an ongoing process. We are trying to get the farmers to be involved in the entire process of what is happening right here now. If you look, even right now, we are even planning a meeting with all the farmers because we want to import. Private farmers here in Jamaica want to import animals to this country. We're setting up a meeting with the government, with all the players in the market, so that the farmers can import animals into this country and have a smooth flow of this happening. The Small Ruminants Association really is working very, very hard with all the stakeholders, the feed mills, all the different organizations, the women's group, all these organizations. We are in constant dialogue with all of them because we're trying to grow this industry, modernize the industry, and make it better and stronger, that we can offset the billions of dollars that is being sent out of this country.
So Mr. Bernard, I'm a part of a Denbigh planning committee, and I heard the cattle farmers say that they might not be a part of displaying or in a competition this year for this Denbigh. What is your take for the Small Ruminant guys out there? Are they planning to be a part of this competition?
So, in speaking to the farmers across the island, there are mixed reviews, but generally speaking, a lot of farmers are looking forward to competition. Can you imagine over this COVID period, they sit around 2 years, a lot of farmers keep getting involved, more and more farmers getting involved into farming, a lot of young people, women, and so forth, getting more and more involved in goat farming, and they all out there want competition. They just want this bragging rights. They want to come and show that I have the best animals. This is something that has always happened. I remember years gone by, there was a farmer He came to one of the meetings and said, boy, I have about 12 or 13 ram and I cannot get sale for my animals. And I said, stop quarreling and complaining about it. Come to the Denbigh show and show your animals. You will get bragging rights if you do so. And he did so. You know what is the reality of it now, Khalil? Right now, he has a list of customers waiting to get animals. He cannot supply animals to the customers. That is where it has reached now.
I think that's a great point, Mr. Bernard. So really and truly, what is the importance of the sheep and goat competition?
It showcases the farmer. It highlights the farmer. The farmers now going to be able to meet customers and meet other farmers. The networking is going to happen. Cluster groups are going to become stronger because you know cluster groups in goat and sheep and rabbit rearing is very, very important because you know among the cluster groups they look at each other, they criticize each other, they talk about each other's farm and they try to compete and improve the genetics, improve their farm, and they also exchange you know ideas and you know even where health conditions and you know they can help each other. So this is something that helps cluster group and it also helps to grow the industry.
So a key takeaway for me with the competition is basically the evaluation of the animals, right?
Correct.
How is this judging practice? How is it really done? What is it that a judge really look for? And do you have any expertise or want to pull on any expertise to kind of give us some guidance on that?
So we have today with us Mr. Patrick Roxburgh. He is one of the senior judge at the show, and I'm going to let him explain this to you.
So having a role as a judge, what is it that farmers should really understand about what is it that you actually conduct? Or if you want to give us any key takeaway as a judge, what is important for us as farmers to understand what you're looking for at the competition?
All right, first of all, let me just begin by saying that Denbigh is the single most important advertising platform for any farmer in Jamaica, right? That's what I'm going to start with. But judging is actually an avenue whereby we use this avenue for farmers to improve their livestock, whether it be by meat production or by milk production. The key thing is to look for the animal's conformation, the capacity of the animal to bear kids, the capacity of the animal to produce meat, the capacity of the animal to produce milk as well. And we look for certain things in the animal in terms of, I'm going to just point out a few things. The length of the animal, 1. 2, the capacity of the barrel to hold feed. 3, the width of the chest. In other words, within the chest area, we have the important organs, such as the heart. So if you have an animal with a small chest, a narrow chest, it reduces the animal's ability to perform well in all cases, right? We look for the animal's stance, we look for the animal's head space to identify breed, to identify how well the animal fits into that breed profile. All these things are, and a number of other things that we look for. But at the end of the day, the farmer will leave there knowing more about what to look for in producing his animals, to produce animals which are going to bear him more kids or more lambs, because we don't want animals that are only producing 1 lamb or 1 kid per dropping. We're looking more to get up to numbers of 2 and 3 and above. So that is what we're looking for right now in terms of improvement of the animal structure that we have presently in Jamaica. And we want farmers to be able to produce enough that they can make enough money to sustain themselves.
One more question. I think you made a very valuable point about fitting the animals into the breed profile. How do you think that there is a close relationship between what you do at Denbigh as a judge regarding how is it that you would formulate this register that we hear them talking about, or how is it that your role would play to the registry?
Yes, it is a good question. Ideally, what we want to do is to, if you look at a boar from anywhere, you must be able to identify a boar. If you look at a Nubian or an Alpine or a Toggenburg, whichever breed it is, you must know the specifications that identifies or sets aside that animal from all the other breeds. Without that, then we are going basically nowhere. We have to be able to do these things because each of these animals have their specific roles to play in our industry. We have meat, more milk, more size, more weight. Okay? So we look for these things for those specific reasons. And this is why we want to be able to identify a breed profile rather than just a goat or a sheep. It is a very important aspect of our development once we start a registry. The registry will allow us to identify breeds that have been developed here in Jamaica. In so much as those breeds came from abroad, but we have to Jamaicanize those breeds now in Jamaica, and for our farmers to be able to identify with them. It is also very important to have a registry because a registry gives us the opportunity to track and trace animals which have been bred here in Jamaica. So we'll know the full genetic background and be able to properly identify these animals as they are bred and developed here in Jamaica.
So Mr. Bernard, say if I'm a farmer and I wanted to enter this competition or to display my animals, what's the process?
Alright, so first of all, we have to contact JAS. I think the fee is $200 per animal, and there's an application form that you fill out, which you have to fill out, and it has different things, the breed type and so forth of that animal. That application form is also online, and I think our website and so forth, and we've been posting it out online also on the Facebook pages and so forth. So that form is also out there. But very, very, very important, you have to get a veterinarian certificate. So you have to get a vet to check the animal. One of the things that they'll check for is maybe like CL. If an animal have CL, it can't be entered. Cuts. If an animal have a cut or have any bruise or anything like that, they won't show the animals. They won't allow you to show that animals at the show. Also, I recommend that you start grooming the animals, like shaving them, make the tails look nice, and clean up the animals and start training the animals how to walk with the rope and how to walk around, because you have to have a disciplined animal when you come to the show ring. Because remember, this is all about showing this prize animal that you have cared for all these months.
So Mr. Bernard, before I leave, what are the new programs or plans being administered by the association for this new fiscal year?
Well, Khalil, you know that we have been trying to upgrade our Facebook page and the social media. We're trying to improve our social media stands as it is here right now. We're also developing a newsletter that we're going to post online, on our website. So there's going to be a newsletter coming along. We are working on that currently. We're trying to modernize a lot of the things that we do in terms of the structure of our organization. Also, as you know, I always encourage cluster groups. It is so important that we work in cluster groups all across this island. I don't think we have enough of it, Khalil. We really need to have a lot more cluster groups where we're sharing knowledge, we're sharing, our experiences, and whenever a farmer have a problem, we can all run go to help him, and within our communities we can run go and help him. And Preda Larson is another big thing. Within those cluster groups, and you have a community, if you see some strange people coming inside there, you can call. You have your WhatsApp groups, which is very important. A lot of these guys have WhatsApp group. You can WhatsApp and see a strange car coming in the area, so that we all can just go ahead and protect each other as we go along. So this is very, very important with cluster groups. In some of our meetings, we keep insisting that we want more women to become involved, more youth and more women. And generally speaking, Khalil, you know that this goat and sheep thing has predominantly been a man's world. But more and more we see women, and I'm getting more calls about women who want to become involved in goat and sheep rearing. And also rabbit rearing. There's quite a few women who are involved in rabbit rearing also. recently we have had the importation of some animals. Where Case, which is the agricultural school in Portland, imported 28 animals. They were all boar animals and they just recently have landed here and they are doing well and okay so far. But as you all know, the government is also planning to import about 200 animals, goat and sheep. And with this importation, it is ongoing. There's procurement, and with government it's very complicated. I can't even explain to you how it takes so long, but the process is alive and well, and it is going to happen. Also, a lot of private individuals, Khalil, it was over 119 farmers reached out to me through a poll that we did of private individuals who want to import animals to this country. People, they want to import animals from Canada, USA, Australia, South Africa, all over the place. Now, it's not everything that can work. There are special protocols and special rules and many different things to consider in importing animals. So we are in dialogue with the government. We are going to have a meeting with all the stakeholders, meaning the government bodies are going to be there. And we are going to have the discussions. The farmers will be invited and you can have a one-to-one discussion. And the plan is to make the process easy and simple, that any farmer in this country can import animals to this country. Yes, so now we are here again. After 2 years of pandemic, everybody being locked away, we have a Denbigh show again. This is so exciting, Khalil. I mean, a lot of the farmers are so excited and, they can't wait for it. And I went to the St. Mary's show. And when you went to that St. Mary's show the other day, like 2 months ago, you should see how much people was at this show. The excitement, I saw so much children. And I'm one of those who really excited to see young people and the young children being involved and being climatized to this livestock world, which is so important to us. So everyone, please come out to the Denbigh show. We're looking for the supports. Please partake. Please help us. If anybody want to volunteer to help us with any part of the show, remember you're all a part of this. Whether you're a member of the association or not, please come and join us and help us. Looking forward to a really productive show. Come and learn, because there's so much to learn at these shows. Thank you all.
Thanks.